Thank you for joining us through the tunnel. We have a fantastic show tonight. This is the finale of finales. We were back with Defiant for a three-parter, and now this is drawing to an end. I'm going to introduce cast along counterclockwise, and I want you to talk about what you do, where we can find you after this, and then something you're going to miss about this show. Starting with Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I'm playing Dazen tonight, the Leviathan of House Hadad. Uh, you can find me generally on Penny for Tail on every Sunday night for Pathfinder 2e with Ian, runs a game over there as well. So definitely come check us out there. And the thing I'm probably gonna miss the most is definitely the cast because these guys are awesome to roleplay with, and they definitely take the scenes to another level. And it's going to be greatly missed having that kind of corresponding energy to bounce off of.
Yeah, for sure. Jacob.
Hey, I'm Jacob, and I'm playing Ariel, who is the pure angel of House Ariel, angel of passion and doubt. And yeah, I don't have anything in particular upcoming very soon, but follow me on Twitter. It's right here in the place. And what I'm gonna miss is I definitely agree with Daniel, and also the depth of the characters that we have. This game has given us so much to work with, and I'm gonna miss just pulling on those threads as they unravel whatever is happening here. So I will miss the character, especially Ariel.
Love Ariel. Jack.
Hi, I am Jack, also known as Count Jacula, aka Jack Satanwave on Twitter, and I play Kavhal, the extremely horny daddy infernal. And I am definitely going to miss this character. I'm also going to miss the opportunities that I was not able to take advantage of to dress up like the character, because really hard to get costume parts in a month's notice these days. Hopefully those will end soon, because I got vaccinated and I'm pretty happy about that. And of course, I'm going to miss everyone else from the cast because it's been coming together very nicely. Everyone's willing to work with each other, and that's always the sign of a good game.
Yeah, and for sure, by the way, just as a sidebar, if people in the audience, if you're interested, I mean, we can totally talk about like lines and veils and safety mechanics, things that we've used to really um, sort of push the limit without pushing the limit, if that makes sense, for Defiant. Like we've been able to do a lot with the system, but there's still a lot that's sort of going on behind the scenes to make sure things are okay. So I think we'll probably take some time after the show to talk about like sort of how we made it work. It's all in the rule book, and it's even in the quick start version of the rule book. But it would be cool to sort of discuss that because I think that's sort of how this episode really did take off. Um, Last but not least, Val.
Hey everyone, I am Valdrianth or Rosie Raid on the internet. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter right there. I do stuff in this space. Today I bring to you Veira. She is our divine deva of House Kyrios, who is just a, dino lady. Because why the heck not? We all know that dinosaurs have been my motif ever since I was 5, and the opportunity to just be one, couldn't pass that up. And as far as I'm gonna miss all of you, and I'm gonna miss just the absolute horny on main that this group is. with and how comfortably horny on main this group is. like and just all of you just jumping into it and just being there and accepting that this is where we're at and we're gonna roll with it. Gonna miss it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You okay?
I mean, that's a great way of putting it. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that wraps us up. I went over our sponsors, sort of where we are with the finale, but just for a final time, as we return to where we left off, I think we have a manor, an estate, that which is a McMansion on a hill, sort of on the edge of town, sort of like the Hollywood Hills of Folkestone. In the basement, Dazen, Kavhal, Ariel, I believe. Is that correct? And then above,
Yes.
Veira was planning on routing the crowd to her own domain. Is that correct?
Yeah, there was just the whole this place is kind of a mess, and we want to get these mortals away from this mess so that the employees of Kavhal could clean it up.
Yeah. All right. We'll start in order of the significance to this event, because what happened last was a radio broadcast in a supernatural way to a cordless speaker, unplugged rather. It began to go off a dire warning about the apocalypse and something about the third and final seal. But before we go there, Kavhal, describe what your character looks like, his demeanor, and the estate that we're in.
Kavhal is currently, because he is only among friends, he is a tall, slender, muscular-looking male. He's a demon. He has large, luminescent horns, and his wings are a combination of dark violet and magenta, each wingtip feather of which has a peacock-like golden eye on it. He is looking incredibly determined at the moment, and like it is time to go to work.
Ariel, how about you?
Yeah, Ariel is not as tall as Kavhal, but also slender, light brown skin, sharp features, and intensely androgynous, changing from every angle that you look at them. Him, her, them, hard to say, but there are two enormous white wings coming from their shoulders at the moment, as they're in the passion, expressing their passionate nature. And they have that that game face that warriors get when the battle is coming, just sort of the stony expression has come over.
Hey, Dazen, how about you?
Yeah.
And what are you doing right now? Because I feel like you're
Why are you coming
the
to-
wild card in this situation. You're the one
Why
prone
are
to
you
take
coming at
off.
me like that?
Well,
So Dazen is he's super lean, slender, got patches of white scales that kind of show through. He has golden serpent like eyes and claws on his hands. And he has horns that kind of start at his forehead and come back and back up to a point. He's dressed very innocuously. Whatever clothes that he got from Kavhal earlier on. And what he's doing? I guess he's walking towards the door at this moment.
Yeah. Well, the ball is in Kavhal's and Ariel's court as to how to respond in this moment.
All right, Dazen. Whatever this drug is and however it works, it got onto the streets through you. That means you know somebody that knows something. You need to go find it out. Whatever you do, wherever you go, do not lose your cell phone again. Got it?
Dazen kind of stopped at the door, and he turns around and looks at Ariel, and he's like, "Right, I'm gonna need
look
that
at
back,
Ariel.
by the way."
Oh, Ariel, give him his fucking phone back.
Ariel steps up to Dazen a little bit of a closer step than you'd expect, and as he hands the phone to Dazen, just says, "That was fun. Let's do it again sometime." And there's a crack of a smile.
Dazen, if I don't hear back from you once every 30 minutes, I'm going to assume the worst.
Dazen turned around. It's like, well, you should always assume the worst, just in general.
No, I mean, we're really going to assume the worst this time. Got it?
He'll tap his phone on the...
You got it.
Tap his phone on the door frame on the way out. He's like, yeah, I got it.
All right. And don't leave the carnival. Not without telling me first, and not unless you have to.
He's just kind of yells back, "No promises."
Turn to Kavhal. Do you have sway over him? Do you have sway over him? Can you just tell him what to do?
I just did.
Yeah, but I have a question for you. How would the Pope have known to come here? Why?
I assumed that you would. I assumed that you invited him thinking he was all right.
I
didn't.
I don't know. I had intended to stay at the theater and have the after party.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid of that. That probably means that one of us is definitely involved in this. But we don't know who, and we don't know how.
Where did that client of yours come from?
Which client?
The one from the kidnapping, all of that?
That's a good point, actually. I had assumed that when she said she had seen through everything, it was because she'd been taken out of the carnival. You could be right. Which reminds me, she's still in that room. I ought to go ask her a few questions. Ariel, do me a favor.
I don't want to get
whatever is gonna go down. It's probably gonna get very loud. So make sure everyone who needs to be taken care of in the case of a natural disaster is. Can you do that?
Here?
Wherever you can.
Yeah. Got it.
Great. I'm going to see if I can get some answers, but I won't be too long. Stay in contact.
I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you upstairs. I forgot my phone at home.
I go get it and check on Veira. Ugh. Sorry, get a little out of sorts. Tongue slips.
Good luck
Anyway,
with your
Thank you, Ariel.
questioning, yeah. Ariel will walk off and find his way up toward the upper floors, or the main floor of the manor. If Veira is still there, he'll pitch in and help if necessary.
Yeah, it's taking a while for the guests to move out for a number of reasons. Truly, the entertainment of the night is just it's too enticing for them. So they need quite a lot of convincing to head somewhere else.
It actually shouldn't be that hard because my house provided the entertainment for the night, and the entertainment of the night is changing houses.
Oh, well then, I guess the only barrier is finding your clothes out of the pile. Certainly. Um,
Uh,
yeah, that's an
yeah, those
overflowing
are
shoe rack
done.
for sure. You see Ariel, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Just kind of give a nod. I'm probably even standing like right outside the door, where I had like transformed so that I can get my phone back because it was in my bra, and just storing it in my woman pocket for later, and just, hey, how's it going?
Feels like that calm before the storm. Another shoe's about to drop or something. We just got I check, is anyone in earshot? Is anyone listening?
No.
Okay.
It's mortals around you, they're naive.
A radio broadcast from on a prop radio from someone who called themselves Pestilence.
Pestilence. GM is one of the oldest living creatures in the carnival. What do I know about a pestilence?
Pestilence. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there were so many prophets of the end times, and then, I mean, for each one, there was a number of true apocalypses, and then sort of fake apocalypses. You know the Horsemen. You know the Horsemen did play a role in this apocalypse in a way. They're still about, but it's more of a blanket term. For example, the Reavers, they were horsemen of war. They're more a sign of it. It's a blanket term, sort of for an omen.
So, in response to Ariel, Vera's gonna kind of tilt her head curiously up at them and be like, "You mean like the Horsemen of the Apocalypse?"
Rings a bell, I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't make the connection until just this. Yeah, you brought it up. Whoever they are, they've had an in somehow in my house, my holding.
Yeah.
In
Through the
Dazen's
boat.
holding, in Kavhal's holding.
I see where you're going with this line of thought. As I sort of look around at some of my house members, including my parents, dancers, friends, servants, as they're ushering out, humans to go to the after party. My holding isn't the
Just
most important as far as Davis go. But there's someone else here from another Dave holding.
I raise an eyebrow. Follow your gaze.
And just kind of look over at my betrothed from House Atcho, Skylar.
Sure enough, they're there.
What was that?
They are there. Still.
Well, let's keep an eye out, watch each other's back. Let's get this show moving, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, I did promise you backstage pass.
I'm so excited.
The backstage is just my bedroom.
The excitement stands.
Excellent. Wonderful. Where's Kavhal and Dazen?
Kavhal is taking care of some remaining business, inquiring perhaps as to why did the Pope know to come here. And Dazen is tracking down probably the source of the drugs.
Hearing that, Veira kind of gives a little pout. And she's like, you didn't take me with them?
Well, I'm sure he hasn't left yet. He's probably just getting his bike ready. Give him a ring or something.
I have other responsibilities, but it's just really fun when he comes over and it's like, yo, you want to ride on the bike, go save the world together again, or leave again? And I'll be like, nah, because it's fun.
Go ride on the bike. Go save the world. Follow.
You do hear that bike start just outside.
I have responsibilities. Oh god, I hate them. Also, I would really like to go back to my apartment and get some clothes. You gave him his phone back?
Yeah.
Yeah. She'll send him a text message and just Dazen a text message. It's like, don't stray too far, honey. With a little like kiss emoji.
He'll reply back, no promises.
Ariel kind of sees a very confused Veira at that point and furiously texting. It's like, if you should promise anyone anything, it's me. Anyway, Ariel, hi, send.
Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, do you want to ride? You can ride with me and my folks. I'm sure they came in their own vehicle. Great, you get to meet my parents.
Great.
That's going to be wonderful.
I have to pee. Out of character, like.
No, you're fine. Yeah. So with that, I did want to go to Kavhal. You still have the radio. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Are there forbidden or sacred um, or profane texts related to your origin? Anything you remember from a long time ago that you'd kill to see not surface to the world of mortals, do you think?
Hmm. I can't think of one.
All right. That's good. That'll ease your mind then. In the broadcast that comes next. Because the voice returns. That feminine voice chiming in. Well, well, well. You wouldn't be rid of me that easily. It's Radio Pestilence all night long. I want to start with a story. Tune in, mortals. That is what they'll call you. But that's a spoiler. I'm here to tell our story. You decide what you want to do next. If I could get this open, you hear this like strange crackling sound, like a large tome being flipped open, its spine bending and snapping by its own sheer weight. There's almost like a faint sound. It sounds like a kettle or like souls escaping this book as it rips open. Chapter 1. Oh, no, no, no. The flipping of pages. Prologue. The beginning. She'll continue. It's a strange story. Entirely parables. But she's broadcasting to anyone that would have a radio. Just strange air about it. You've never heard of this book that she's reading from, but it seems like secrets. It seems like, well, the red pill. And you imagine any Defiant that'd be hearing this right now is in something of a silent panic. This is like it's like a Pandora's box, rather. But you know you've got some time. It's especially verbose. I'll ask Kavhal, what do you do?
I listen very intently since this radio is currently not powered. I am assuming that whatever this effect is magical. However,
Yeah.
since I don't know of anything that can cross the boundaries of the carnival in this way, I assume that it is somewhere in the district. The origin of the broadcast. And I am calculating where it could possibly be.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. Well, the Infernal will have a number of powers innate to their being. The signal sense is one of them. You wouldn't know the direction which the signal is arriving from, but you do know the strength of the signal. It's something you can sense. Theoretically, with that, if you were to move around, you'd be able to follow the concentration or the strength to pinpoint its location. That's assuming our notorious little Leviathan, with underworld connections wouldn't know of any such location. Strange, he seemed to have a link to everything else going on. Most stuff is downtown anyway. Almost anything worthwhile happens in a cluster near Theater Row. Conveniently, that's where the guests for tonight are headed. But what do you do?
So I know that the signal is coming from the direction of Theater Row.
Yeah, by virtue of the fact that you're positioning on the outskirts, you're way up on a hill. Almost everything is in that direction. Because there really is just a cluster over there, a downtown of sorts. And then you're up in the hills, so to speak. You imagine if there is a radio station or a broadcast, it would be coming roughly from that direction. But there are a lot of blocks to scan.
In that case, is there a way that I can find a broadcast tower?
Yeah, well, there would be a number of them. And it would be hard to really pinpoint based on a phone book or something. But if you were to head down, you would feel the signal strength increase as you made your way through. You'd be able to locate it, similar to like maybe echolocation or something. You'd be able to find it that way, or even recruiting your friends to help you here in this final leg of the mission.
I gather the court together. Specifically, I have Daphne gather the court together. I'm like, get the limo ready immediately. We're going on a little trip. All of us.
They stop what they're doing, and arrange for your posse to head out.
Exactly.
Now the pain that you have time now to think and process the destruction of your beloved vehicle. There's a bus. It's loading for the crew that came from Theater Row. The dancers, they've loaded up. Ariel's with them. You know that they're headed in that direction, but imagine you have more than one vehicle anyway.
Yeah. We've taken
What are the wheels
the
for the night?
Rolls Royce is gone. But we've
Oh, yeah.
still got a limo.
A limo. Okay. I see a bus, a limo, and a motorcycle headed to downtown proper. Ariel, you're with Veira. I believe you opt to travel with her crew, the people of her domain, towards her domain. But Veira, do you choose to go with them on the bus, or are you headed maybe with your parents or by yourself?
What do my parents want?
It's interesting you say that because they seem hurt and confused and sort of dreading what's coming because of the confrontation between Dazen and Skylark. It's causing tension. So it's one of those situations where you can't even try to figure out what they would want. because they're just angry and uncomfortable.
Cool. That means we're going on the tour bus.
All right. I want to take it to Dazen. Dazen, you're moving ahead. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. You are you acting with a sense of urgency? And where are you going?
Yeah. Dazen is pretty much, he was, as soon as he sent that text message back to Val, I mean V. Sorry, yeah, both of them are V names. Veira. He took off, and
Mhm.
so he's on route to the radio station downtown on
Mm,
P Street.
interesting. Are you chiming into the radio? Are you looking for radio pestilence?
I mean, he has a radio connection in his helmet, so
Right. But the true question is, do you choose to listen? You know she's reading off this ancient text, some sort of historical recount of the last few millennia. But it's up to you.
no, she's just reading off from a text. He's not gonna chime in to listen.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Before you arrive, I'm gonna Ariel. You have a moment. The bus is pulled up. Dancers. We're on board. Some mortals of high standing. They've managed to make their way in. It's sort of the status symbol to get to ride with them back to the establishment. And I mean, there are plenty of seats on the bus. But while people are loading up their equipment, the driver's throwing duffel bags into the undercarriage of this massive bus that somehow miraculously made its way up this corkscrewing driveway of this McMansion. You have a moment and you see Vera's parents, their car, in the Wings parking lot in the distance. It's a short walk if you cut through a small garden. You have kind of a moment, and a quiet one, with them. Probably a lot to say. What do you do?
I spend a shard before I approach them to transform to my dark calling, the Angel of Doubt. My wings go black. My sort of skin goes grayer cast, just gray and black. But I approach them with a smile because I know that they are of a high house of the Defiant, and I, first of all, approach. What a night it's been. Hello. Just checking in to make sure that all the guests are okay.
They cock their head at you, just sort of scanning at first. Defiant, they like to do that. They give you the floor and then they wait.
First of all, it would be my honor to invite you, distinguished people as yourselves, to the theater. I offer you some tickets, balcony seats, and I just fan out a couple of tickets for them. It would be my pleasure. second.
Here's father. Sort of licks his front teeth. A speculative grin. And whose house is this? Your domain?
It's my holding, part of House Ariel. House of Passion.
Passion.
Get away from that what's troubling you for a night and come to the theater.
Child of light. Passion, you. Hear what's on the radio.
I haven't heard the
You-
radio.
On the dash, he'll turn a knob. A woman reading a book. The part she's at, it speaks of festering fruit. Stories of betrayal. It sounds like the Garden of Eden, but maybe plagiarized. You don't know which for which, but you know, I mean, something is so strange with just how old this lore must be. It's something you imagine a mortal wouldn't understand, even saying it aloud. But it's dangerous that a mortal would be saying it at all. He just sort of looks at you. They speak of these things. Dire sign. These sort of fang-like teeth.
Dire sign indeed.
We do this.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is not a game we play for pleasure. What we do here in the domain, the parties, the play, the laughter, it's not procrastination on our apocalypse, but you know this. It's for the Sephiroth. Feel doubt in you.
Indeed.
Do you cast that doubt on us?
Not at all. But I did actually, I wanted to ask your, for perhaps a favor, if I may, a little piece of inspiration. For the Sephiroth, I am writing a play. It's the next work. Could be one of the greats. It's about a house divided, actually, and I wanted your input, as you have been around for quite some time. You're quite distinguished. I've heard your name spoken in many a hall. And the story itself is about how the times are changing, and the house divided is itself torn asunder because of an old tradition of an arranged marriage. And it happens that in our new times, this tradition is somehow unable to keep up. And this is the play that I'm writing. And I would love to sit with you for an interview, an inspirational talk about the times past, to understand what it was like back then, when this type of arrangement could function, could work, and didn't bring doom to a house. And maybe it's that what the Sephiroth has asked of me. And I would like to spend a shard, and I'm trying to cast doubt on them. Subtly, unsubtly, I don't know.
Is
but
this your
I'd
last
love it
shard?
to. No, I refilled
No.
my
Okay.
shards. But I would spend my last shard on this. So I would like to spend. I'd like to spend a shard, and basically, I would like to make this a subtle casting of doubt on their current setup, or
Yeah.
this arranged marriage. I have some traits. I look magnetic. It's hard for them to turn away from me. I have
Alright.
a flawless presence. I have advantage in empathy. And I have been picked for my insight. I kind of know what makes these people tick. So that plus the shard, it's 3 or 4. I don't know if the magnetic looks help.
Let's do 3. We'll do
Plus
3
the
and then
shard.
with the shard for this challenge.
Great.
So what does that come to? It's
4
a shard
dice.
and 3. Yes. I have to remember the exact spread.
Yes, it's either 3d8 and a d6 or 4d8, I think.
Yeah, I think the shard will add a die.
Yeah.
I just don't remember if it's your highest die or your lowest die that's added with the shard. 3d8 plus. So I think 3d8 plus 1d6 for your potential plus
Yeah.
shard.
Great.
Or well, no, 4 potential, so it's 4d8.
4d8. Let's do it. Come on.
One
That's
success.
a shit roll. 1 success and 1 trouble, huh?
So you spent a shard. It will prevent the trouble track.
Okay.
Yeah. One
Well,
success.
shaky ground.
Ooh.
I went for it, though.
You get the feeling from this, the doubt. It's not for them. It's for their child. It's for Skylark. They're not a part of this mess, but they are. Skylark is. If you need this to work, it's between you and Veira and Skylark, dear angel of doubt. You notice the bus is about to roll away. Its doors have actually closed. Kavhal's headed to his vehicle, though, pulling a fresh one out of his closed garage.
I will take flight. I'll use my wings, and I'll track the progress of everything. But if I can get an eye on the bike as well to see where it's going, I would love to do that.
Yeah, interesting about that bike. So, I think we are at 5 subscribers for tonight. So we've unlocked a story event. Look at that. It's like a major boon. Okay. And what that's going to do is that that'll close a large loop with a tight shortcut. Dazen, you knew where this was. At least you had an idea. There only could have been so many places. But Kavhal, I wanted to give you something of a gleaming then.
Oh,
You now remember this broadcast if you've been listening in tidbits. And there's something wrong. But all is not lost. You caught it. You know what this is. It's It's blackmail before the invention of even blackmail. It's a ledger of history. This lady is reading it, a collection, an archive wrapped in a tome designed to hold only a collection of things you could blackmail people with. Forbidden information. The problem is whatever or whoever tabulated it long ago lost control of it, evidently, and now in this memory, you recall it vaguely being lost to history. Someone found it. Even though, I mean, it really was just a legend, a rumor, but what does this mean? Except that everyone's secret could get out.
We start making double time.
Yeah.
Luckily, my court
Yes.
is efficient.
Indeed they are. Your fleet is headed there, Veira. Yours as well. Ariel, you're in the sky. I want to take it to Dazen.
Me.
You've almost arrived at where you think you can find this. You're a few blocks away. Describe what your motorcycle looks like for me.
Oh god, I forgot what it looks like. So Dazen's motorcycle is very vibrant red. It has two parallel back tires that are larger in width, and then two parallel front tires that are slightly smaller than the back tires, and it's essentially just these large wheels strapped to an 8-cylinder engine, as he just kind of barrels on down the road.
Yeah. The electronics in your helmet synced with your bike. A speaker comes on. In this sort of glitchy, retro Hacker Man style vibrato, you get a voice. It's mimicking like a dragon coming through. It's your programming. Message.
He'll tell it to
You can
play the
respond.
message.
Message from baby mama. What does it say?
Are you asking me what it says?
Yeah, what does it say?
It's just a question. It's something that she had typed in while she was probably writing back home. What if I'm the rot? That's it.
You see a crack
What if
forming in the sky. Dazen, how fast are you moving down this avenue? It's a straight stretch.
as fast as possible?
Yeah, I imagine you'd be booking. I mean, you can clear 200 before this thing even begins to shake. But something sort of follows you, a trace, an infection along the sky where the domain officially is considered to form. I want you to take this as a challenge. As the line, one of these cracks in this rift forming above, the rot is the thing you could liken it to, of that nameless fruit. But it's following you, fast.
All right, so challenge time. This is a challenge for driving.
Yeah, you would be driving. Yeah, you're trying to navigate. You want to avoid this thing should anything happen.
All right. Um, I the only thing I could really get away with for using it as a bump would be unsurpassed stamina. Uh, it takes a lot to keep the bike going, um, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
If you would be so kind as to make that roll for me, sir.
Yeah. Potential is looking kind of rough then. You're at 3d6 plus 1d8. 1 success, 2 trouble. Does that put you at 3 or does that put you at 4 trouble on the trouble track?
3, I believe.
Okay. Well, a pillar of smoke rips into the ground, the street in front of you, but it solidifies almost immediately like a claw, a talon, rising 100 feet or more into the air, just pulling through the crack. Slammed. I mean, this separates the road into 2 pieces. There's no way to navigate the course without booking off of your bike. I mean, you can attempt, but you're going to be flying with this thing. The road's split. You know the radio tower is roughly to the left, and Theater Row, Veira's and Ariel's domain, is to the right. You can make a choice, but you're being launched into the air. With the road being split, it's created a sort of ramp in either direction. What do you choose?
He goes towards the radio tower.
Okay. With your success, you aim it, but you fly straight into the building, almost skyscraper height. Actually, it was a large broadcast tower. You crash directly into it. You're somewhere in the teens in terms of the floor that you land in with your bike. All of the lights are off, and you lose consciousness, if only for a moment. But we'll get back to you. Kavhal and Veira. Veira, how did you arrive downtown?
She went on her tour bus with the people, and it's kind of it's during that ride down that she sent down that text message, and despite it being essentially a party bus, she's sort of just standing in the front by the doors, leaving and ending the bus close by the driver, and very contemplative, so that she can be, because she's taking in, it's like her first almost quote unquote alone time that she's had all day. And she's just sort of taking in the events that had happened.
Right.
And her own life choices and experiences, the image of the rot. So when she arrives, there's a lot on her mind, and she's got to word vomit at someone very soon.
Yeah. Pulling up to the sidewalk behind you, this warm summer night, Kavhal's vehicle.
Can I just get in
Hold
his limousine before he even gets out?
Yeah, the door just opens.
Yeah.
Okay, just slides in.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
See, this is why I didn't want you to just run off. No, make yourself
it's
comfortable.
very nice in here. It's very squishy. Hey,
Candy
listen.
mix or a drink? Yeah. What?
I'm a tequila kind of girl. You are an incredibly blunt person.
Incredibly what?
Blunt.
Oh. Well, I mean, I imagine as much as the next man. I've never gotten any complaints. Oh, wait, we're thinking of two different things. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Can I present an issue that I have and get an opinion?
Of course, Daphne. Keep searching. I'll tell you when to turn.
It's a relationship issue.
Oh, it's a relationship issue. Well, what problems aren't ultimately when you get down to it? Fire away.
True. Very true.
Mhm.
Ah,
Fire away. I hope it has something to do with the bedroom.
yeah, I guess, maybe. Yeah, it absolutely has to do with the bedroom.
Oh,
Now that I think
better.
about it.
All right, wonderful. Go on. What is it? What's the
Okay.
question?
All right. So, you know how there's this whole thing above us collapsing and rotting away like a fruit does?
You mean the carnival
Yes.
or the world itself?
The world itself, but
All
this
right,
is sort
yeah.
of kept up by us in a sense, and making sure that we perform our duties as Defiants in our house to the Sephrim and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I have admittedly have been denying that.
Go south.
I'm not sure. I've been denying it for several people, two people in particular. If I'm the cause of this rot, I want to
Slow
just
down a
make
little
sure
bit.
that.
What?
Yes, catch up with me here. Because I am denying someone worshiping me,
Why would you do that?
it's.
That's unlike you. What's going on?
I mean, there's a lot going on. One, I am betrothed to a person who has not proven their worth and thus denying them marriage.
Oh, they won't. You are denying. Oh, you're denying the marriage, or they are?
I'm denying the marriage.
Oh, all right.
But
What's the problem?
I am also denying my closest, longest friend and the person that I love the most
Mm-hmm.
their need to worship me in a way that they see fit. And I'm not. My issue is I don't know which one is the problem.
No, the problem is that you don't know which one you really want. I'd make a decision on that. If you have one friend, that you love that wants to worship you and you need worship, I don't know why you would hesitate. If you have this betrothed Well, you have one of two options. You either call the entire thing off, which would be my recommendation,
Trying.
or you let them know that this is going to come with some caveats. He or she does not get your time. You are not a priority. I know, trust me, I know that does not necessarily always sit well. But sometimes you have to for the sake of l'amour. Do you understand me?
Mm-hmm. I'm literally the oldest thing here. I understand you.
You're the oldest thing here, but I have a feeling you're lusting after the older thing that we both know. Yeah, no, seriously, I've got to ask. Like, this has been going on for like what, a century now? What is the hold up?
A century is adorable.
Well,
Millennia?
as long as I've known the two of you.
It's okay. Imagine that you've spent your entire life with a single being, survived with that being.
You've already lost me.
Their entire body has. Wow, just ruined this. You're great. Why did I even ask you? Why am I here? Is that tequila ready yet? Can I have a shot?
You feel a boom, a quake. The car skids because the bump causes it to lift off, and that loss of traction causes the tires to spin. You're in the limousine still, I believe. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Waiting.
we were in the limousine. I just didn't realize it was still moving.
No, yeah, a bump.
Yeah.
That accompanies a thunderclap. Way off in the distance. Apologetically, Daphne, southeast from here.
What was that bump?
The thunder. Southeast from here.
Oh.
So strange. Very.
Is that the direction that the signal is coming from?
The signal, yeah, so you won't know the direction, but you feel the strength, and it's been getting stronger. It's not dead on because it's not getting strong quick enough. It's either to the left or to the right of you. But you have a feeling, a sneaking suspicion, that could be where the signal's coming from. Because you're driving in that direction, and you've been feeling the signal get stronger.
Okay,
a page turns. Have you been listening to the radio at all, Kavhal, as this has been?
I've been dividing my attention
unfolding.
between Veira and the radio.
That might prove kind of difficult. This point, the turn of a page. This is Radio Pestilence. We hope you're awake. Chapter 13. Forbidden names. Ooh. I can't say I admire the structure here, but I knew we'd get there eventually. Should we start
look over at Kavhal.
Alphabetical? She begins to list names. There are many of them, though. She begins alphabetically. AAA, AAB, AAC. There's quite a lot. This is a very telling document, an expose, and she's very patient. But yeah, Veira, Kavhal, what do you do?
This is gonna take a while. What letter of the alphabet are you on?
Completely not at the beginning, I'll tell you that.
So we have time
and I'm kind of
until
like,
someone.
We have some time. We have some time.
Should we go in that direction to check on our boy?
That's where we're going.
Oh, okay. I thought you were stopping by. Okay, this is. We should.
No.
I'm
while
gonna.
you're wait. You
You
meant
have
Dazen,
Ariel's
right?
number. Yeah, you have. Yeah, who else am I talking about? He's
All
my
right, just
only
checking.
boy. Could you text Ariel? Let us know. Does Ariel know which way we're going? Or
No,
Daphne,
he's
thank you
also
for
on
this
the hunt.
tequila. It's delicious. And like she takes a shot. Like,
No, I don't want to call Ariel until we have a better idea of where we're going. He's got
I'm
to
gonna
do
text
whatever it is he's
Dazen.
got to do.
Speaking
I'm gonna
of
send
Ariel,
Dazen a text. Okay.
yeah. No, we'll get to that text. Ariel, you see that
Yeah.
building? Short, like a high rise. Um, this is where you pulled the antenna to disable his vehicle. A fresh pair of antennas are there, but you see there's smoke coming from a hole in the building. And this whole intersection is bathed in spinning red light. Takes you only a moment to realize that it's the lights. EMS firefighters, they're here because the building's on fire now. The world never ended for some people, and when they see things like this, they try to help in ways that they think they understand. Nevertheless, people are rushing to try to put out a fire in this radio tower. What do? You're a couple blocks away, but in the sky, so it's really a straight shot.
Yeah, I'm flying in my dark form majestically against the night sky, almost invisible, unless you know what you're looking for. But I would like to just kind of swoop down, do a pass around the whole scene, see what's the where's the smoke coming from. You said there's a hole in the building. I'd like to swoop around to look in the building. It seems out of place, if I can understand correctly.
Yeah. It's up in flames. Hole as you go in, I mean, it looks like office space. Empty, and there's no one here. Just fire. Are you going in?
You said, if I recall correctly, you said that at the top of the building there was a new antenna.
Yeah. Yeah. Strange. I mean, specifically the one you ripped. There's one put in its place. You ripped it out to disable Dazen's vehicle as he headed away.
Yeah, I'm going
brand
in
new
the
one.
building
Yes.
just to see what's happening in there.
The chamber filled with smoke. And a twisted, eerie, supernatural signature as well. No evidence of what caused this hole. But you also remember seeing something. There was something in the street as well. But it was hard to make out from the distance and from your angle. The place is just empty. This floor, you can't hear anybody. What do you do?
Is there any sign of what made this hole in the window?
No, it was like someone threw a rock through it. Ripped it out.
From
I mean,
the
someone or someone threw a car into it. Maybe something crashed into this building.
A large motorcycle-shaped rock.
But there's no car in here that I can see when I go in.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's nothing here at all.
I will take off to the top of the roof, and take a look at the antenna that's in there. Is there anything unexpected about that? Like any extra wires or any extra details on it?
If we move out and up to the top of the building.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing? Yeah. Interesting. As you
Yeah.
come out, you see Kavhal's vehicle. A car. Making way around. By the way, Kavhal, your limousine. It stops slowly. People in the street direct you to turn around. There's a massive hole splitting the road, pushing it into two directions, causing a sort of a hill. It looks like an ingrown hair has caused inflammation along the infrastructure. I mean, it is rounded and also like bursting. That must have been the source of the sound.
What's coming out of it, if anything?
Nothing. It's just a hole. A strike.
Find a place to park. I think we found it.
Okay.
As soon as we can, we'll get out of the vehicle. I assume we also see the big hole in the side.
Yeah. Pillar of smoke. There. Yeah. Firefighters here. People standing by.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think we'll be going inside here.
Hmm.
Mm.
Come, Veira.
You ever been in a hole that big?
Look who you're asking. No, but seriously.
Officials are trying to close off the block as you stride over. They're giving you eyes like they couldn't be headed towards this building. You cross the threshold where the bystanders no longer flock. I mean, they don't go that close to this place. The police, firemen, they're instructing people to give it some space. Sure enough, as you cross that threshold, they give you those eyes, though. Like, what are you doing? Turn around.
Oh, they actually challenge me?
Yeah, they look. One raises a hand, expecting you to know better, just from a gesture so subtle.
I reach into my pocket and somehow miraculously pull out an FBI badge.
Yeah, the cop looks at coworker and then back at you. He's gonna ask to look at it.
I hand it to him.
He sort of strokes a goatee and looks at Veira.
I'd like to
What's
spin
your
a shark and ask
demeanor?
a question.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. What is there to know about this mortal? This cop?
We're really asking a Shard question, huh?
Mm-hmm. What is there to know about this guy?
Let's take a moment to appreciate that you spent a Shard here.
Yeah.
I don't know how you learn this, or if it's just intuition.
Mm-hmm.
He's in on it.
Mm-hmm.
He's in on this. That's the smell. They all stink of conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the bystanders. I mean, they're taping this place off as fast as they can. Humans, I mean, mortals tend to do that, but this is different. He is in on it.
He's in on it.
Yeah,
I
we do.
like to use my special rule for the divinity.
What's that?
If you want to permanently change the beliefs, norms, and rules of a small mortal community, club, group, etc., take a single challenge to do so. I would like to look up this man up and down with these, I guess, the people who are in on it, this community, the cops, so to say, and I want that to make them believe that we are also in on it.
Oh, okay. Let's get the challenge going.
Yep.
All right.
All right. And as I do this,
Step
I
one.
would like to say that I am going to kind of flavor this. As he looks over me and my demeanor while holding Kavhal's thing, I will step as physically close to him as possible, so that I can look at him directly in the eyes and say, it's like, don't worry. We're here with Pestilence. We have permission from Pestilence to be here. And I would like to, one, invoke his lust, because, come on, Mama touching her body against his. I don't know how I could appeal to his emotion on this one, but I am being clever because I am just from the sheer fact, like, I'm trying to make him believe that we're in on it. I'm shorter than him, so I'm looking up at him, so I'm using my mesmerizing eyes. Just, what's up, honey? How you doing? Yeah, what you doing? I'm not naked, so we can't use the remarkable naked body. But this, I'm assuming this gathering, the amount of people that are in on this is a intimate setting. It's only a small group of people, so how do you feel about this?
So what does that count to?
Clever, lust, eyes, an intimate 4.
There are two things you realize as your bargain is made. First, you don't capture his fancy. I mean, you could tell there's someone that might make him starry-eyed, but it's certainly not you. And the second is that this operation seems rather large now. On his radio, something lights up. The way that they're speaking to each other, you start to get a little nervous. So we're gonna say 2 potential, but coming in clutch. See, we grouped up. You have a friend here.
I do have
He's
a friend here.
Helping in this situation. See, the FBI badge helps. Does not hurt. That is potential. Kavhal, if you have anything you would like to add here, you could throw in a shard.
I would like to add. To assist, I have to throw in a shard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
We're at 3 potential. Okay, 3 potential and a shard.
That's 4d8? Or 3d8 and a d6?
No, so for this one, I'm gonna say if you spend a shard, we can put your potential behind this.
Mm.
So we're at 3 potential now,
Mm-hmm.
and then a shard, and now Kavhal, you can add your traits to this
Ah,
potential.
okay. I have
Ah.
Mastery of Discipline, um, which makes me come off as a very like cold FBI guy who's used to being an authority.
Mm.
And is that would probably that'd be the best one.
Yeah. All right, 4 potential and a shard. So it was 666, then 888. Pre upgrades 10, 8, 8, 8.
110,
Veira,
3
if you'd like to
8s.
roll that. 110, 3 8s.
Get it in there. Get the little dice rolling.
Come on,
Yes,
come on.
sir. Oh, yes. I'm just gonna show these. We have a 7 on the 10, a 7 on the
Oh,
8,
okay,
an 8,
okay.
and then a 4. So it's 3 successes. So 2 7s and an 8 and a 4.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Okay.
This is why we roll real dice, y'all. Like, and I just wanted to make sure that everyone saw those.
Right this way.
Also, in other news, my husband's getting me chicken nuggets, but that's
Redemption arc.
Not dino nuggets.
yeah. Anyway, sorry to
Now,
interrupt. Go ahead, continue.
yeah, no, that's
It's important.
that's our own
It's really
personal
important.
arc. That's our endeavor. You're led through, but you're at the base of a very tall building.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take a while, and you do notice as you're headed up, Ariel flitting out of the hole in the building and moving up. You're only noticing now that the firefighters aren't actually making an effort to seal up the hole or stop the flames. Ariel moves out and up to the top of this building. Coming into the radio. The letter K names, maybe Q. They're esoteric, ancient names being spouted off.
Yeah, look
But
at
you
Veira,
know
and
it's
I'm like,
coming
"We
from this
still got
building.
bullseye."
Yeah.
Try to get up there as quickly as possible.
Of course. Now, we're gonna cut to the very top of the building. Ariel, make your way to the top. What do you do when you get here?
First thing is are there any like obvious cables leading into the building from this additional antenna that could be followed? Does the antenna look weird and arcane in some way? These are my first questions.
Yeah. The antenna, it does look strange. It looks like a cable made of the only way to describe it is the way it's woven is like a unicorn's horn, except it never tapers off. It stands strong. It has a strange buzz to it, but there are no cables leading anywhere obvious Of course, there are doors that will take you deeper into this building. Should you walk along rather than following maybe the windows or something like that, you could descend into the building, but it looks like it was hastily repaired.
Can I touch it? Does it is it do I feel anything negative, like bad, if I get my hand close to it?
No, it feels strong. It's just amplifying the signal. So strong, though, that its intention is not a signal so much as dual purpose. It's powering that which it is received on. The radio was unplugged, and yet it was still powered. This thing is a tool. It's meant to be heard, but it's not doing anything else other than that. Its actual function, other than that, is pretty mundane.
I will sort of very slowly caress my hand down the unique braid, and then I would like to snap it off if I can.
The antenna.
Yes. The antenna.
That's a challenge.
Great.
That is a challenge.
Well, I'm not particularly strong. I'm not fighting. This isn't combat. I'm resistant to pain, so I can like push through any pain of breaking this piece of metal. No, okay. But I would spend a shard.
Okay. Let's do it. I will roll
Sounds like 3d6 and a
3d6
d8.
and a d8. Oh, right.
Yeah, with one.
Per
Yeah.
2 successes, 1 trouble.
I spent a shard.
Yep. So you should
Does it
be fine.
negate the
Now,
trouble? Okay.
no, I think it does. With 2 successes, it happens at a cost, doesn't it? You're resistant to pain, and that'll help you in this scenario. The thing ruptures. It explodes. It throws you back. The ledge, the little lip of the ledge that will keep you from plummeting off the side of this skyscraper style building, it catches you, but the thing starts to crack. A brick tumbles and falls off the building. The thing is snapped, but it's letting out a sort of scream sound. Like there's pain involved. I will get back to you before you get up. Kavhal,
Yes.
you've got a lot of floors, maybe 20 or 30. Are you looking to take an elevator, or do you have another means to get on up there? There's a
Just-
receptionist.
There's a receptionist.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Listening to the
What
radio.
we'll do is we'll go to the receptionist, try to get access to the elevator. And once we're in the elevator,
Mhm.
we'll just get up to the right floor.
Yeah.
Do I need to make a challenge? Does that happen?
Wait, just 1 second. Let me reconnect my headphones. But the The receptionist sort of stares at you. You do hear on the radio the woman's voice. It starts to crack and garble. It gets strange and robotic for a minute before resuming. The first thing that you hear is a mild panic on the woman's voice. She'll stop for a moment. The receptionist will stare at you.
All right. This panicked voice is coming from the radio that she's listening to, right? Or the one I'm listening to.
Wait, just one second. I can't hear you. Veira, you're there with Kavhal, by the way. You have a moment to sort of speak with him.
Well, that's kind of weird.
I suspect that's probably our man.
Time to go up.
Just 1 second. I'm trying to adjust my headphones.
So I'm just gonna sit here with McDonald's fries and just be like, "Yo, what up?"
You just have fries.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming that like at some point Vera's like, "Yo, you want to like stop through the drive-through on the way there?" Because this physique
called in
takes
an order.
calories. Like this physique takes calories to keep up. So, and those calories require deep fried potatoes.
So, while Ian
Yeah.
is working out his thing, Kavhal's cell phone rings, and it is from Dazen.
Yeah, what is it?
As he speaks, he kind of sounds out of breath, and something in the background of the call can be heard like dragging along. You know, I've been trying to call you for 5 damn minutes, right?
No, I didn't. What happened?
Right. So the barrier, it's not looking great.
No.
Yeah, there's a behemoth outside.
Excuse me, what?
I'll explain later.
No, now is probably very good.
Okay. So behemoth, it's a type of leviathan. It's the ones that get really big.
No.
Like
I
really,
understand
really big.
that, but what's it doing there?
Fucking up the city? I don't know, man. I'm just here hunting down a bitch on the radio. So, that being said, I took a shortcut. I kind of flew into a side of a building, and now I'm here. Oh, great.
What floor are you on?
Gang's all here. Oh, okay. Well, I can hear her on the other side of this door, so I just want to call and give you a little update on what's going on. Are you with V?
Yeah.
The radio will chime in again. All right. We can't play games anymore. Kavhal, I want you to guess what name is underneath my finger.
Okay, we're going up now.
Wait. It's not too late. We can turn back. Would you want the entire city to know your name? I can make it happen. Truly.
What's stopping us from just going up at this point?
So you've access to the elevator.
Oh,
Receptionist,
great. Then,
yeah.
Kavhal.
yeah, can I
With
just
the entire-
teleport through up the shaft, or do I have to break the elevator itself? Like, what can I do here?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's an old elevator. You know what they say. Because of the counterweight and the cable, I mean, if you snapped it, maybe the thing would go flying up. Maybe in a rage, you could bust the ceiling of the elevator and crawl up the shaft to get directly to this woman. I want to ask Kavhal, how angry are you right now?
I am reasonably mad.
Yeah,
Contained, but angry.
right. She gives you warning before you make your way. I mean, as you're making your way to the elevator. I need you not to arrive. Kavhal.
Oh, stop.
I know who's coming for me. The barrier's weak. It is. If I say this name, if I speak this evil, it dissolves. All of that hard work.
Veira. Keep going.
Keep going.
Oh, wait, wait, is this person listening? Do I have a way to talk to this person on the radio?
What's strange, she's calling you out. Very specifically.
I think there's a miscommunication. I think
if
he's
she
like,
does
keep going
that, I immediately go,
to
"Oh,
me.
you can hear me." Yeah, and I point at Veira
Oh,
and I'm like,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. You continue.
yeah.
When
I'll
Ariel.
slowly
tells me to keep
leave the
going,
building.
Yeah. When Kavhal tells me to keep going, I'm gonna like stop and look at him. Be like, if she knows your name, she can make you do anything.
Well, she can make me do a lot of things, yeah. So I'm gonna go take care of our other little problem. You go up there, do what you can. Make sure that the big A helps you as well. I start to
The big A and the max T.
slowly-
Got it.
Yeah. So slowly back away from the building, call Ariel.
Hmm. Ariel, you don't have a phone on you, do you? Right. You could attempt to call Dazen back, but I actually think right about now Ariel and Dazen would meet. That is unless Dazen doesn't wait for anyone else to arrive and instead opens the door into this broadcast room.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I just like how you assume that I'm going through the door.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna swing a motorcycle through the side of a wall and clear the room in one go.
Bust through that like the Kool-Aid man.
Interesting. Ariel, you hear a loud crash suddenly as the floors below you shake. As you're making the descent, you know exactly where you need to go now by virtue of the reverberation and the sound. You know likely where Dazen is and then where this radio broadcast is. Because, of course, it's in the direction of the calamity. What do you do?
So hopefully holding this antenna, what remains of it, if I can, as some sort of spear,
Okay.
I head there. I head there at speed.
Yeah. You all arrive at um, the same time. I want to ask first, Veira and Kavhal, how do you make your way up there? Expressly, in post haste.
I think Kavhal is staying behind so that she doesn't invoke his name. Right?
Oh, really?
I stay
Is that what?
behind up until a moment where I realize something, and then decide to head back up, and just decide to head
Okay.
up anyway.
All right.
I think once again to get a little bit more speed out of herself, Vera's gonna go full clever girl here and velociraptor up to at this point she can clear, like, she's strong enough in her animal form to just clear staircases, climb up elevator shafts, whatever she needs to. She has more natural weapons to climb with, that kind of stuff, so that she can
Right.
get ahead as much as possible.
Of course.
Chicken nugget.
Yeah. Kavhal, how about you? When it's time to catch up, when you've realized something, you've had this epiphany, do you just
Yeah,
what do you do?
I go up as quickly as a mortal could get up there. I take my time a little bit. If anything lets me know that maybe I should hurry up, then I will do so.
Yeah. Well, the rest of your friends, I guess, will arrive moments before you do. They're in this room. So I'll say, Ariel and Vera, you arrive at the same time. There is a hole in the wall, the door unused, a radio room, little broadcast spot, a woman crumpled on the ground beside a motorcycle. Dazen, what do you do?
As Dazen's sitting there, he's kind of clutching one hand to his side. Um, Blood's kind of leaking out. He's like, why play so hard to get when you're already so hard to want? And then I'm going to spend a shard and fire a ball of lightning at her crumpled form.
Okay. You're taking a combat challenge for this little coup de grace you've got going on here.
Yeah. All right. So, spin a shard, just create a small quantity of a tuned element, and then also with whenever I spend a shard before a challenge, I gain a +1 to my potential. And then from the primordial Leviathan, it'll have, because he's just creating chaos everywhere. From his legacy of chaos, so that'll be +1, and then even though he is wounded, he still has unsurpassed stamina. That's another.
So we're gonna count. What is that? 3?
Yes. And then so it'll be 4 altogether, and 3 increases.
Three successes. No trouble.
Thank God. And while looking at her, I would like to spend another shard and ask the question from the Goliath of how can I destroy it?
It's become clear to you that you've been a pawn in this game. They've worked through you to do the things that they've been trying to do, and they did it quite well. Your way to destroy this is to bring out this thing that they're trying to summon and destroy it. They win in these games in the shadows because they outnumber you. You need to destroy whatever is at the top. How many shards do you have left?
8. I just spent those 2, and I had refilled last episode when I resisted my urge to destroy to try to worship Veira.
Right. Okay. Ariel, Veira, you witness this, and Kavhal arrives just in time. She tries to utter a name. The radio is hot. Yeah.
If I see her trying to utter a name, I would like to bite her face.
Yeah. Well, so this is the fraction of a heartbeat between the firing of this ball of electrical energy and it connecting with her. It will kill her instantly. Okay. 2 syllables. Zal Kong, and she's dead. A word unfinished.
Oh.
The book lay on the desk. Yeah, what do you do, Kavhal?
I take the book, I close it, and I look at her, and I'm like, ooh, so close. Yeah, I'm like, so close. I know, that last part's tricky. She's dead now, right, though?
Yeah, but in the antenna disabled, that should be something, yet does all seem well? No. What ripped the hole in the road? What is here? What are you missing? There's got to be something.
Yeah. Ariel, what did you find? What did everyone find?
I just hold up the antenna.
What's that?
It's an antenna. It's what they were broadcasting with. I tore the other one off this building earlier to throw it at Dazen's bike. So I knew instantly that they'd patched it with this. It's not your normal thing here.
No, that doesn't look normal at all.
No.
All wires are supposed to
pulsing
be
with some sort of
insulated.
energy.
Where does it lead?
It was the antenna. It led here.
No, it goes. Wait, it goes straight from here to the antenna. Is that what you're telling me? And nowhere else?
I
All right. Are you doing your Angel of Doubt thing, or do you actually not know?
actually, Kavhal, that is such an existential question. I'm really glad you asked because when I don't know, there's a question: is that the angel of doubt coming forward to cast doubt on the situation? Do I actually secretly know, or is it actually an unknown?
Okay.
Do I
so
not know?
I'm gonna. All right, I'm gonna stop you right there, and I'm gonna assume that you actually don't know. So let's actually find out. Does this wire go anywhere except directly between the antenna and the transceiver?
Do you
And
Also, what are we looking
do you
at
feel
here?
a
A dead
rumbling?
mortal?
No. From above, another clap of thunder. Far off in the distance. The kind of lightning that topples a tree. Except this is much larger and it's not lightning. To produce this thunder, something is off because something is still off. What ripped a hole in the building?
The Dazen
Yeah,
ripped
what
the
is
hole in the building.
what's the situation with the behemoth?
Hmm.
So
Good question.
Dazen goes up to Veira and he grabs her hands.
I'm definitely still a velociraptor right now. So this is
He grabs her lip. Sorry, I completely forgot you transformed into Velociraptor.
Keep going. This is gorgeous. Like, I'm here for it. Like,
He kind of just puts his forehead to her snout.
She's gonna nuzzle him in response.
You said that you thought that you were the rot. And he'll lift his head up and he'll kiss her nose before he backs up from her.
Snoot.
But
Hold up.
the
I got
only
a thing. If you're gonna kiss her snoot, she's gonna turn back so that it's not her snoot.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Well then, as she turns back, he'll just be holding her. You said that you thought that you was the cause of the rot.
Yeah.
Oh my god, why
Not
do you
you.
gods always think that it's about you?
it's cute.
Having
It's
a moment with
beautiful,
my boy
Kavhal.
here.
Yeah, you're having it on a deadline.
Like, I imagine as he says that, like, the both of them just kind of turn to, like, look and be like, really, bro? Like...
But
Continue,
Dazen will kind of kiss her one more time. I'm the source of your rot. So walk back out, and at every step he takes away from her,
She's not gonna let
sense
him
that
go.
familiar.
Like, she's not gonna let him go. Like, she's gonna grip and dig her nails, and it's like, nah, bro, you're not the source of my rot. I'm the source of my rot.
Well, as he's pulling her along to this hole in the door,
Mm-hmm.
every step he's taking, he's transforming further and further
Mm-hmm.
back to that old dragon form that he had.
Mm-hmm.
Except this time, he's a bit bigger, and he is afflicted by the apocalypse outside. And before he takes that final transformation, he'll just look at her and be like, enjoy your life.
No.
And always
Dazen, where the
remember me.
Dazen, where the
No.
fuck are you
And
going?
with that, he'll take off and spring into the ceiling, uh, completely ripping off the top of the building as he fully transforms into his dragon form, spending the rest of his shards to become bigger and more ferocious than he ever has.
Strength.
By doing so, I get to send one call or one objective to the beast before he fully takes over, and that is to force the behemoth away from the city, if not to kill him.
Ceiling and roof is removed completely. So you do see this, a beast as large as they could possibly come. Its massive eyes, I mean, the size of train cars, are just glowing figures. It's like a massive cloud. Even this dragon, huge. I mean, the size of this rooftop starts to vanish in comparison to the sheer size of this beast. And through a rift that you see has formed for the sheet of the carnival, this veil has been weakened intentionally by these merchants of the re-apocalypse. But Dazen sails ahead. This beast moves up to meet him far in the sky. And as he rises, you feel his power, his connection. The shards are spent, one after another, popping consecutively. 1, 2, 3 on the ascent. 4, 5, 6 crossing the threshold. 3 at once as he connects with this great beast, this cloud. There's a flash of light. The news would call it an unexpected celestial event. They can't explain. Broad daylight, though, would cast a shadow on everyone standing at the base of this tower. Final clap of thunder. You understand now, the first 4 impacts were the limbs of this creature trying to sink its body into the domain, but this force, this impact of Dazen's ascent is enough to defeat it and destroy it, because neither of them will ever be seen again. The dust does settle, and the wound starts to scarify as the carnival naturally heals itself. Dazen didn't make it back in. And suddenly there's quite a lot of unanswered questions about what the mortals did here. But all that matters is they tried to break something, and you all stopped it. Would anybody like to say anything before I close this scene? Maybe to Veira.
Nah, bro. Other than the fact that, yeah, that worked, but what a fucking idiot. And I think
Yeah.
Vera's gonna go back into her animal form and she's gonna leave the boys. Well, the they and the boy.
Yeah. Um, quite clear what happened here. What he thought he needed to do to seal the rift. Our next scene is some number of weeks after. Defiant funerals are extravagant in a way, in scope and scale. The implications of having to mourn the loss of a non-mortal. It's something the Defiant probably can't even really wrap their head around. And there's a stubbornness to it. There's the idea that it's got to be something you can't understand. I mean, truly, if you're not mortal, can you die? It's all confusing, but people are here to pay respects to Dazen, the Leviathan, House of Dodd, and the streets, which were his holding. Tradition of the time would dictate ground burial, a tombstone. I mean, it's pretty cookie cutter, but they figured it was appropriate. You're all here. Plus, I'm almost any Defiant that would know him. I mean, really, everyone's here. Ariel, would you speak first?
Like at the funeral?
Yeah, would you speak at all?
No. This is one of those moments of sort of standing in um, uh, the place of a soldier standing for their comrade. Just silent
Yeah.
respect for that choice.
Of course, the Leviathans would. They're cocky as anything, and they won't ever accuse Dazen of any wrongdoing. He was a criminal, as all get out, but they didn't consider him that way. Sort of a child of the streets, a roamer, but a gift giver. Kavhal, would you say anything?
Kavhal doesn't say anything, feeling that
Yeah.
now is neither a time for guilt nor joy, but instead tends to Vera and tries to make sure that Dazen is buried with part of his, what's the best word for it? I suppose a hoard. With some
Funny you should say
significant
that.
part of his hoard.
Here's what's up, yo. Y'all ain't seen Vera for weeks. She ain't here.
Oh.
Oh, in that case,
Yeah.
I will be spending up until the weeks up to this point, be spending time looking for her and making sure as many arrangements are handled as possible. Does she show up to the ceremony itself?
No,
She does
No.
not.
no.
In that case, Kavhal does speak. This is just for the Defiant, right? This is just us,
Yeah.
all celestial beings, no
Mortals aren't.
mortals. I knew Dazen since the days of ancient Babylon. When they say the walls of Babylon fell, he was one of those who was right there. He was as old a being as I have ever befriended. And I liked him. He was good. He was very powerful. And he was oddly disciplined, which made him even more powerful. He may not have had much in the way of worldly goods compared to his brothers and sisters, but he was my friend. And I hope one day we'll see each other again, but I know it's not going to be in this life. Whatever that means. And then he steps away.
The ceremony or event or formality, really, for the Defiant, the show concludes. People go their separate ways. The domain starts to seem kind of claustrophobic when you realize how small it is. That everyone here that attended, almost 100 people, they all live so close together. To be so powerful, of course, stuff like this would happen. And the Defiant have made strides to root out the cause of this, figure out what mortal machinations lie beneath the surface, and maybe who might have been involved. It's a lot of work, but it's not really work for today. Ariel, is there anything you'd like to say to Kavhal here?
Ariel approaches Kavhal. I assume that they've been working together on this for the last few weeks, trading sort of information about, have you seen Veira, what's going on, assisting each other, making preparations for this event, having been the witnesses to this, the most direct witnesses. And so at first it's just a presence near Kavhal, still in the dark form of the Angel of Doubt. Ariel will step up to Kavhal and just say, "Those were some good words.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you."
How have you been doing? We've been very busy, so we haven't really had time to really catch up.
Yeah. I haven't gone back to I haven't felt my other side in some time.
Yeah. That's normal. So,
Uh,
what did you learn from all this?
hmm.
Because I'll tell you what maybe you will want to learn. I look off in a direction
I
where it feels like Veira should be, but she's not. And I go, you need to follow your heart, or one day that opportunity's going to be gone.
I think I took away a similar thing. There's not so many of us here. Look, this is it. This is we run this place. We keep it going, and I would say if I learned something these last weeks, that night, it's if there's something that you care about, hold on to it. Feel the passion for it and allow yourself to take it. I I would I would like to feel passion again someday. Is that is that something that you can help me with?
Of course, yours for the asking, my friend. Yours for the asking. I'm sure we'll find something that tickles your fancy. After all, my entire court is still around. If you one thing we never did establish, which is if you preferred men or women or something else, because there are only women on my staff at the moment. We could change this very easily, but just letting you know, an hour's notice will help things along.
That's fantastic. I'll let you know my preference if I have one.
Absolutely.
In the meantime, sorry, for me it's pleasure before business. For you, I think it's business and pleasure. I can't
Pleasure is my
understand.
business.
That's what I thought. On the other side of business, I don't have any further news of Viera. Do you have anything?
No. No, I don't know when she's going to show back up again. She lost more than any of us did. And I hope that she comes back because we'll need her.
Yeah.
But I also hope she finds what she needs. Well, there is one good thing, though, that came out of all of this. One thing that
You
is
tell.
definitely true. Things are going to change. And they might change quite
Good.
drastically.
We can use some change.
I agree. And if it is all right with the GM, there's a cutaway scene of something that happened earlier between the climax and the epilogue, and that is Kavhal putting a book in a secret location in his manor.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. All the while you're being informed by Daphne. The exchange of wealth was quite clean. The Leviathan's estate belonged to you. It was tied up in a number of debts and complications due to damages and lawsuits. Of course, the person to defend himself wouldn't be here. So the majority of this Storm Leviathan's wealth ended up funding your manor, your estate, your holding. You secured a lot of power
Make
here
sure
in
that
quite
the
a short
Rolls
time.
Royces. I make sure the Rolls Royce is repaired, and instead of the standard hood ornament, there's actually a dragon's head, like a golden dragon's head on it.
Amazing. Fantastic. Those would be the seeds of change.
In that last moment, with Kavhal, I would like to spend a shard.
Okay. Okay.
This is... Sorry, I have 2 shards. I don't know if one of them is applicable in a player-to-player instance. I don't know if they're both applicable in a player-to-player instance, but let's try it. The first shard is from the Pure. I want to make Kavhal want to either protect me or corrupt me, and it says in parentheses, GM's choice.
I think it's going to be Kavhal's choice now.
Oh, don't worry. We're on that. We were on that before you even asked.
Are we talking about corruption?
The second...
Oh, I'm not telling him.
Okay. Perfect.
The second question is, and this can be Kavhal again. It's a question. It's one of my questions as the Pure. How are they vulnerable to me?
Oh, how am I vulnerable to you?
Yeah.
My wife. Who is also a member of your house. Was one of the reasons that we're connected. It would be her.
Wait. That's all. Just if I'm going to enter into a business relationship with anyone of the Defiant, I have to have my bases covered.
Of course.
Oh, no problem.
Well, yourself and Rafa, I imagine, are on pretty shaky ground right now. You've managed. You've recovered quicker from worse. But there's a power vacuum here in this place. The interaction between you and Kavhal is important here. The Defiant are watching, waiting. You were involved in the rescue. Sure enough, you two have been involved in the rooting out of the mortals and trying to figure out which Defiant were behind it. The treachery. There's so much work to be done, but you've noticed a lot of eyes are on you two for what's next. So those were important checks you made there. But as you go back to your business, back to your nothing ever happened, back to your holdings, Veira's far away from here. Some of you might have had a hunch. Skylark knew. That's why Skylark never did anything, because they knew Dazen's gone. Veira's out. Somewhere. That's why they never harmed him. Sure enough, Veira's nowhere to be found. But Veira, I want to ask. What are you up to?
Well, not only is Veira never found the night of the calamity, she never went home. She never saw anyone. There might have been a night or two that she just spent within the streets, contemplating, thinking about this strong dome above them that protects the mortals and the Defiant alike, and how confining it is. Why is she here? No reason. Definitely not now. And she finds. I hear my echo. She finds a weakness between the carnival and the outside. You know, just because you've completely cut off the rot doesn't mean that there isn't a little bit left. And she's gonna use it to leave. This isn't her first apocalypse. It's not gonna be her last either.
Using Dazen's old trick, you buy yourself time. A rare drug. It's still not known where it came from, but it's from outside. It buys you time. It's not really known what exactly happens, but it's like a bubble. Like your domain will follow you for a bit in terms of the effects. You're protected in a way. Beyond, for a stretch, you ration it. But you're running low. You've traveled, you don't even know how long now. South? Maybe. It's tropical, it's warmer, but that means more comfortable. Perhaps. And it was warm where you were from, but not always. Here well, it's quite nice. There's been danger, but you're clever. You haven't had to deal with it. For the most part. Things sought you out. Beasts. The critters were no problem. Every now and then you'd have to maybe hide from a pack of something or another. Food's hard to come by. Prey doesn't just fall out of the sky, except on this day it does. A massive hand. A massive clawed hand falls to the ground in a valley, landing on the jungle floor in front of you. You hear something of a roar, the flap of wings. Go ahead.
From behind her, Veira would hear, "You know, your lips look lonely. Would they like to meet mine?" And out from a thicket of foliage, Dazen comes out, a weird contraption over his face, pumping what you can only assume is this Seno that's keeping you sane into his own lungs. His body is riddled with new scars. One particular one jaggedly going across his face.
She
Well,
sort of props herself because she was sleeping. And she gets up, shakes up her body, and does a nice little velociraptor sprint over to him, jumps on this massive body of prey that he bought so that she can meet him nose to nose and boop him.
he will allow his nose to be booped. Nuzzling her back, he will motion his head. You know, our carnival wasn't the only one.
That's okay. I don't think we were ever meant to be inside of one anyway. I mean, I'm happy with this being my domain.
He'll pull her a little tighter to himself. Well then, until the madness takes us, all of the earth will be our
Stop.
domain.
Cool.
That's where we'll end the episode, folks. So, wow.
Very
All right.
emotional.
It is one episode of Defiant in 3 parts. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Well, first things first.
I have to pee so bad.
Exactly that. Go. And that was the Velociraptor, folks. Yeah, real quick, first and foremost, thank you so much for watching. This was absolutely a blast. I suppose we can take some time to talk about things, talk about Defiant a little bit. I know there's a Kickstarter coming in June. I've just got word of that. There's also a free quick start on Drive-Thru RPG I want to talk about just a little bit, but let's do names, let's do plugs and thoughts on how this went, starting with Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. I play Dazen, the Leviathan of House of Dodd today, and it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot, and it ended great. I was fully prepared to have the whole suicide scene at the end to prevent the carnival from collapsing, and our wonderful GM here decided to throw me a curveball. I was like, "Hey, you didn't actually die," so that was fun. Thank you for that. But also, I'm going to be here on Sunday on Twitch, not on this channel, for on Penny for a Tale. Come check us out. We are playing Pathfinder 2e, where I reprise my role as the insane Elven Celestial Salix. It is great time. Or actually, no, I'm not playing Salix this weekend. I'm playing somebody else. But come check us
Spoilers.
out. It's gonna be great either way. I do hope to see you guys there.
Jacob.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and Water Mosaic on Twitter and Twitch. Although I don't have anything specifically coming up, like that I can talk about immediately, but just give me a follow, stay tuned, and there will be cool things happening. How this went, this was so cool. There were so many, I felt like there were so many threads and little machinations and intricacies to the characters and the relationships. And I just really enjoyed playing with the world and yeah, seeing where it can go. And I feel like there's a whole additional set of stories to happen from what we did. This felt like a prologue or an opening chapter for some of the
Yeah.
stories. So I had a lot of fun with that.
Jack.
I am Jack Satan Wave, also known as Count Jackula. You can find me at Jack Satan Wave on Twitter. You can also, if you look for Count Jackula on YouTube, you can also find some of my old videos. which were horror movie reviews. I had an absolute blast. This was a great game. I had a really, really wonderful time. Really honestly don't know what else to say because I all the everyone worked so well together. It's hard to pick any one thing out. Yeah, I would absolutely resume this if there was an opportunity to do so.
I'll add that Defiant isn't going anywhere. In fact, it seems like they're just getting started. We have a Kickstarter next month. Also, Defiant Awakening is free on Drive-Thru RPG. I think we have a link in the Twitch chat for it. Think of it like a quick start, or sort of like a light core rulebook. It has so much. I mean, you're not looking at like a 2-pager. Like, this will cover more than enough to get started. I don't think it has pre-gens, but if you're trying to explore the system and the setting, it's totally going to give you everything you need. If you're if you're on the fence about the book, get it, read it. You're going to love it. I mean, it's a fantastic game. I mean, I really did have a blast. I know people in the cast tonight. I mean, we're all pretty much veterans for TTRPGs, and it's still really fun. I know people who have literally never played a single TTRPG. They have watched the stream and said that they would totally play this, even as their first game, and they haven't even played D&D. Like, it's just fun. You pick up some rules, you associate traits to potential, and bam, you can already start playing. Like, it's really cool. So check it out if you're looking to get started. Sorry, that was a really weird tangent because we haven't got to the final part of this story, the Velociraptor. That is what we were calling this inadvertent apocalypse. Hashtag Velociraptor. What are your thoughts?
Hey, I have a lot of feelings and emotions happening that I'm attempting to process. But this was a great fucking time. I'm a little sad that we didn't have a world-saving orgy, but you know what? Like, I'm sad about it, but I'm sad about it only because I wanted a world-saving orgy. But I'm not mad about it because what happened was just as cool.
For sure. Yeah. But see, that's the great thing. Kavhal and Ariel, they're still doing the good work. I mean, they're fighting the good fight.
Please.
One party at a time. Yeah. They're holding it up. They think you're both probably dead.
Please.
Yeah. It's a great 2-2 split ending.
The truth is, we're just creating a different orgy outside of the carnival.
Yeah. Probably. Probably. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Fantastic. Yeah, technically that was one episode. I know we kind of sort of really scratched the surface. The structure is to have a 5 or 6 hour session to encapsulate one episode, or you can have a 2-part episode, which then I guess ultimately becomes like up to 9 or 12 hours. So in the planning process, I know we had 3 sessions, so I thought maybe we'll just do a 3-part for a single episode, and that's sort of what we did because everything was kind of crunched together. Most of what happened in like literally one night, which was just like a crazy whatever end of the world kind of bar hop night. Typically you're looking at, if you do longer sessions, I think Chronicle comes out to around 10 episodes, however you want to frame it. And then if you look at the book, I think Defiant Awakening goes into like sort of working out what they call a chronicle or an endeavor. Like, you have these overarching themes of things you're trying to maintain. We didn't really have the time for that, so I sort of just like put everything on high and like cranked it to 11 to see what kind of interactions we'd get, and we got a whole lot of everything. I was very happy about it. And I just want to give a round of applause, please, to the cast, because that was just absolutely fantastic. Like, well done, everybody.
Everyone applaud
Please clap.
yourselves. Oh my
Please clap
god.
from your side of the computer. You're out there. Well done. I'm so proud. That was just such a blast. If anybody has any questions, I think it would be neat to do a little bit of a Q&A before we wrap. But yeah, I'm sort of still processing the end of this. I think we might be looking. I know I've been talking about doing more Defiant somewhere, some way, somehow, because I've definitely got an itch for it now. It's so novel to me. I haven't done any like LARP or anything, and I know if you look at Defiant, they talk about a lot of the inspirations that they draw from. So a lot of this is probably pretty familiar to people. I've played very little tabletop games, so this was just exploring something I've pretty much never touched. So it was super fun, and I love a rules-light game anyway. But I guess one more time, while we're here, where we can reach us at, because we're gone but not forgotten. We will be doing things on our respective channels. Let's start with you, Daniel.
Hi guys, I'm Daniel. You can find me at Salix314 on Twitter, where I usually post all the where I'm at on all the games and stuff I'm playing on. I will definitely be back at some point to play some game somewhere on this channel because I do love it. And I have way too much time on my hands. But definitely come check us out on Penny for a Tale, where I play a ton of Pathfinder. It is my favorite, so come and check us out.
Love Pathfinder. Jacob.
Yeah, I'm Water Mosaic on Twitter, and just give me a follow. I don't have anything exactly happening immediately, but there will be things coming up, exciting things. So please, yeah, follow, stay tuned.
Jack.
You'll know me. You can find me at Jack_Jackula here on Twitch. You can follow me on Twitter at JackSatanWave. And I largely stream a just chatting channel, and we talk about a lot of things. Some of them are horny on main, so be warned. And I look forward to seeing everyone again sometime. Hope I'll see you all on my channel or wherever channel I happen to be lurking in. Because I do that.
And I will be casting soon. More on that in a second. But Val.
Hey everyone, I am Valdrianth, or Rosie Raid on the internet. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Valdrianth. Yeah, so things that I am doing. I am both wrapping up and starting new things. So the first thing is on Wednesday is the finale of Season 3 of my D&D 5e homebrew campaign, Dragonstone. My party, I have led them to the beginnings of Ragnarok, only to fight a lich. So they have a lich waiting for them on Wednesdays. Maybe they don't fight him. Maybe they just talk him down. Like, who knows? But that's going on Wednesday morning at 11 a.m. PDT. And then on Saturdays, we have our Dragon Age campaign that has about 4 episodes left on it. That being said, June is for new beginnings. And what's going on in the next couple of weeks is that we'll be premiering a couple more shows. One will be an Emberwind campaign that my good friend Amani runs. Then what else is starting? We're doing a brand new Forged in the Dark skin that my community members wrote. So we'll be doing that on Thursdays very soon, as well as a Coriolis Games on Friday very soon. And I will be casting soonish. Maybe I'll have a form out in a couple weeks for the next game I will be running, which will be an Animorphs game. So if you're like me, and everything that you have ever done creatively was inspired by these teenagers turning into animals,
Okay, this makes
fighting
so much more
aliens, and,
sense now.
and experiencing undeniable amounts of trauma. I'm gonna actually do this now. Listen, I have been found out. I have been found out. It makes so much sense now of
That's a
who I
bag.
am.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah, you
What
should have
system
opened
are
with
you
that.
planning on using?
listen, Animorphs is a vibe, y'all. Okay,
What?
But I will be casting for that soon, and that'll be on Wednesdays after my D&D game is done. And yeah, I have stuff. I don't stop. I produce TTRPGs for me and my friends. That's what we do. Otherwise I'm just a housewife that's very bad at being one. So here we are, making content for people to enjoy and have fun with. So that's me, fam.
You caused a velociraptor. All because of this Animorphs addiction. I knew it. I knew it. There
Yo,
was
the graphic
something,
novel
man.
is
It
in
just,
arm's reach right now.
yeah. Oh, man,
Oh my
if you
God,
opened
there's
with
a
that,
graphic novel of that thing.
we would have known.
Hold on! I'm
Oh
telling
my
you.
gosh,
Oh no,
we're getting a behind the scenes.
I only know that Animorphs exists. Oh jeez. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So good.
No, it answers so many more questions than it raises. That is wonderful. It really is full circle. Oh man, I love the characters tonight. Just a heads up, I think around next week time we're going to be coming through with our own casting for a couple of upcoming shows. I don't really want to spoil it yet because I really do love the trailers that we come up with. I'm just going to say one word as a clue and you can guess. And the word is Fallout. You probably won't guess it. You probably won't know what it is, but I figured I'd throw it out there, just to see. It's not the whole name. There's a number after, but you won't get. It's fine. That's obscure enough.
Well,
But all right. Well, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks again to our sponsors for this season. I think we're back literally tomorrow with Tachyon Squadron, which has been an absolute blast. I mean, I hear people are loving it. You go check it out. Of course, follow if you haven't. But other than that, I love you, and I love this show, and I love this game, and I love this cast. And I hope you catch me next time, because I'll be around. But that said, okay, good night.